Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about 13 different areas that I believe will create some of the most wealth over the next 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. So I want to be able to talk about this to give people more of a heads up. If you're not paying attention to things that are going on, you're kind of still caught up in the overwhelming pandemic, but not just paying attention to how our society is changing. Now with society changing, understand a disclaimer, you cannot be emotional about the changes that are happening. No matter how you feel, no matter what you think, it doesn't matter because these things will change and things are changing whether you like it or not. So I offer a suggestion. At the very least, start to learn about what's happening in the things that are changing. Because as we know, money does not disappear. It just moves from one place to the next. And these areas are places where money is moving rapidly. So number one, might be a shock to some people, that is remote work. Because of the pandemic, remote work has taken a new turn. And yes, I know that some companies have started to ask people to come back in. All the while that's happening, you have a new arena, a new world of remote work that is forming. Now with this remote work, they are starting to pay people really, really good. And some of the work isn't necessarily taxing at all. But because companies are finding that people, and a lot more people, are willing to work from home, and that means that they can save money on bills, utilities, and things like that, they're willing to pay people more to be able to get that production. And we already know a lot of people are really starting to prefer that without having to deal with the office politics and getting up and traveling back and forth. A lot of people are really, really enjoying that. Number two, health and wellness. As time has went on and as people have started to, I guess you could say, evolve and be able to learn more, especially thanks to the internet, we start to see people take their health more seriously. Whether it's the food, whether it's working out, as well as the mental health. Because of our food industry, in particular here in the US, and the way things have been for the past, I guess, 30, 40, maybe 50 years with our food industry, the way that people are now gravitating to eating healthier and being more healthy and things like that has created indeed a wealth trend within itself. And you've already seen grocery stores start to incorporate more and more vegan options for just everyday people, as well as the fast food industry have started to incorporate more vegan and vegetarian or plant-based options within what they're doing. Number three, cryptocurrency. I know some people don't like cryptos. Some people think cryptos are risky. And like I said, at the very least, start to learn about cryptos. Because of this digital world and digital space we are rapidly getting pushed into, crypto has indeed become something that is a part of our everyday life. And because of more digital things like the metaverse that is starting to evolve, you'll see cryptos play an even bigger part. Now, I recently did a video on cryptos and its risks. You can go and watch that and check that out. But the biggest risk is more so just not knowing anything about it, which leads me to another digital asset, digital investment, and that is NFTs. Yes, NFTs are crazy, and it's funny how quickly it came. A lot of people just don't like it and don't believe in it. However, like they say, numbers don't lie, and a lot of people are really making a lot of money in NFTs. And it's similar to just like having a digital card, like a digital sports card, but just think about it from the standpoint of, as the metaverse is starting to grow and things like that are coming more to form, NFTs now has a place. You have to think about the fact that everything that we can physically see will have some type of digital version, or can have some type of digital version in a whole nother world. Which leads me to the next one, which is the metaverse. Now with the metaverse as it's taking shape, a lot of people are speculating against it and saying, well, maybe it won't happen or it just seems too far-fetched. Well, every single major corporation you can think of is working on the metaverse, is working on being a part of the metaverse. Literally every single major corporation. And because these corporations kind of control or have such a real big involvement in the way we live every single day, we're going to see it. Which leads me to number 6, which is digital real estate. Okay, so real estate in general is great to also be a part of, just like investing in stocks. And yes, we have seen real estate go up during the pandemic, and a lot of people are thinking that, real estate's going to come down. There's going to be some retracting, and for me, I think we will see it come down some, but I don't know if we will see it come down to like it was in 2019. I believe what we're seeing is the price of real estate is just going up. Everybody's been waiting for the prices to come crashing down, and they haven't. And so real estate is always and always will be a great business or a great investment, just as we're starting to see this whole thing of digital real estate start to evolve. Where yes, now people are buying digital land, people are buying digital houses, right? They're buying these things because you can buy these things on different platforms. Because of the anticipation of the metaverse, people are looking to get in position now. And with the way the prices are going around digital real estate, it's insane to think about how much these things will be worth 5 years from now. And that's what a lot of people are banking on. Now, digital real estate deserves its own video entirely because it is a new phenomenon, and you definitely need some tools and different things in place to be able to acquire that. And guess what? Some of the things that you need to be able to acquire digital real estate. Crypto, which also goes back to the same thing with NFTs. How do you buy and sell NFTs? Cryptocurrency. So we're gonna move on from that. The next place is tech, technology, working in tech. As we know, and as some of you have probably seen, working in tech has been phenomenal for most people working in tech because of the pay and allow them to get to work, remotely. Now, some of these next ones that I'll talk about also kind of involve in tech, but the industry of just tech, because our technology is rapidly growing and rapidly, moving fast, that means that you need more people to work. There's always job openings coming up, and every new tech company, every new company that comes out that is now experiencing a new way of technology or whatever the case is, or even if just around just the apps and the things that we do around our phone, they need people to work. So tech is a huge industry, which leads me to the next one, which is AI, right? So AI, artificial intelligence. As I said, a lot of these things are very connected to tech, but I just wanted to break it out a little bit more just to talk a little bit more about it briefly. So I know of artificial intelligence, you probably think like, oh no, he's talking about iRobot. Well, no, not entirely. Even though you kind of have things like that being worked on, that is not what we're talking about. But AI is things that we find everywhere. We find it on the internet, we find it with our phones, and we're starting to find it within companies and their databases and how they research, how they communicate, how they learn about the customer behavior, etc., how they respond, how they connect with customers. AI is something that's being used even more widely to just help predict and to learn how people are just going about their day-to-day process to help increase a business production and function and what they provide to, just the everyday person. All right, let's get to the ninth one, that is cybersecurity. Because of all the things that are happening digitally, because of the pandemic, because of just all of the people and things that are now being ran through the internet and that's online, we start to see a higher level of cybersecurity attacks in these last few years. And so because of that, we need lots of cybersecurity, lots of information technology, lots of IT jobs that are just out there that are waiting to be filled. And the great thing about this, as well as a lot of the tech things that I talked about, is you can actually take free courses online to learn and to start learning about it. I'm sure you've seen tons of people talking about how they were able to take some free courses or how they were able to study for 3 months, 6 months, and get their dream job in tech or in cybersecurity or something like that. All right, the next one is electric vehicles. Electric vehicles is definitely going to be another shift in wealth. The reason is because most people don't have electric vehicles. Most people don't have it, but most people have started to learn about it. At some point, it will become just as common as our regular vehicles. Now, the major cars, we're not even talking about Tesla or your electric vehicle companies like NIO or Lucid. We're not talking about none of those companies. But all of your regular companies like GMC, Ford, Toyota, all of them are starting to put more money into other electric vehicle companies, trying to learn more about how it works so that they can also produce electric vehicles. The reason is because they know it's coming. Even major corporations like Amazon are making huge investments into electric vehicle producing companies. So as we start to see it become more common, so just imagine when it becomes common that you and your neighbor, you guys have electric vehicle charging stations or outlets within your garage, or you just have the portable charging, whatever, you have electric vehicles parked in front of your house or in your garage. That process to that process of change and transition is where you will see a lot of wealth and a lot of income created. Now, understand this, it's always that process that a lot of people miss. So when you see people get like just crazy wealthy, in a certain period of time behind something new or whatever, It's that process, meaning that time where things change over. And that time in between is where you see a lot of wealth created. Which now leads me to the next one, which is robot tech. Now, I know we're thinking again, we're thinking about that iRobot, but no. So one of the things I think people miss with robot tech is they miss what a robot is. So I have here an old robot that I did and built with a team of some classmates like 20 years ago, right? This doesn't look like a robot. But see, let me explain to you what this robot is. This robot, and yes, it's dusty, I pulled it out. This robot here is designed to do whatever you ask it to do. You program it. Now, I haven't used it in a while, but you program it, right? It has left, right, LED, speaker, enter, right? So basically we had to program it to go through a maze. So you program it to do whatever it is that you need it to do. And then it runs that course. And it runs that course as long as you want it to run that course. So just like with AI and robot tech, things are being created to kind of diminish and eliminate human error. And so with that, it doesn't just mean somebody, walking and talking, but it also means just things are being created to help ramp up production and things like that. All right, number 12 is online learning. Because of the pandemic, it's put a huge catalyst on just how people are able to make a living off of being able to just educate people, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on any other platforms where they can just help and educate people, make people think, and then offer courses. Whatever the case is, even ebooks, it's become something that has been growing and it's going to continue to grow more because we're starting to get to this place where a lot of people are seeking information, and just online is everywhere, and people right from the palm of their phone, they can learn. It also helps online learning to increase dramatically. So if people find value in something, if it was a video or something on how to tie your shoes, and people found value with it, they're going to learn it. Which goes to the last one that I'll talk about today, which is social media. Social media has become something, thanks to the pandemic, as a catalyst. I hope you guys are listening to what I'm saying. When you have things like the pandemic happen, just like when you had something like the recession happen, like 10 plus years ago, when you have those things happen, there also becomes catalyst because it causes a change in the way we do things somewhere. So with the way that we had to depend on social media, and with that, you've seen companies like TikTok, you've seen things like Instagram evolve, you've seen YouTube evolve. Like YouTube, the amount of people that were on YouTube back during the pandemic was, when it first started, was insane how many people were on there. But we've seen those things start to grow, and that has everybody's attention. And so everybody's attention is there. That also means that social media attracts what? It attracts big corporations because they know where the attention is. They know that people are no longer really paying attention to the billboards or the advertisers on TV. But if they can see their favorite creator or someone that looks like them talking about something that they may need, then that's a good opportunity to make a sale. All the way to the point now that many companies are hiring content creators. You don't believe me? Just go on Indeed or whatever job search and look, and you'll see so many different positions and contracts being offered to, whether it's a job position or to it's a company or entrepreneur where people want people to help with content creation because they know that they need to be present and they need to be in front of people like now. All right, guys, so I hope this has been helpful. Of course, a lot of these could probably have a lot more explanation and deserve its own video, but I hope this has given you a jump start to just kind of thinking and seeing ahead so that you can at least be prepared to embrace the changes that are happening rapidly right in front of you. Like always, if you like the video, stick around, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video. You'll have a good one. Be blessed. Love you.